Okay, I'm doing a brand new movie video, and it's one of my favorite movie franchises, which is Terminator 3, Rise of the Machines from 2003. Oof, man, 2003. God damn, damn, that was a long time ago. Damn, I was still in school then. You know, but yeah, definitely because I've been this is my birthday month, so I pretty much just been um watching all my favorite all my favorite movies, all throughout my entire birthday month long, which is the day of my birthday is next Tuesday on the 29th. But yeah, this is like one of my favorite franchises right there. I mean, right here. And what could I say? And my review about T3 Rise of the Machines. It's pretty good. Now, is it a downgrade from? Is it a downgrade from? Is it a downgrade from the first two? Yeah, it sure is because because I hear a lot of people do not like this movie. And I can see why because unfortunately the director James Cameron that made T's one and the epic T2 Judgment Day, he did not return for this one. And at first Arnold Schwarzenegger himself was not going to come back unless James Cameron was returning. But whoever I forget the director of T3, but I heard that Arnold had got offered a ton of bunch of money to reprise his role as the T-800 Terminator. Even though this Terminator, even though in this movie he's a bit of a more stronger Terminator, like because he's pretty much the T-850 in this one. In the first two movies, he was the T-800 um, model 101. But in this movie, he's the T-850 in this movie. Um, I say great action scenes for the most part. Like I say, not Terminator 3 is basically it's basically T2 all over again, to be honest, because it was just an action spectacle, just like that movie. I guess they wanted to recapture the spectacle that T2 Judgment Day did. But but at the end of the day, it fell kind of flat. Even though I still enjoyed the movie. Arnold Arnold as the T-800 Terminator. He's always fantastic as the role as usual. And man, dude was in. I mean, dude was already in his mid-50s when he did this movie. Um, he I heard he hesitated to. I heard he was nervous about how he was going to look physically. Being in shape or whatever, like he was back in T2. And I heard he was offered CGI, but he was like, nah. He was like, nah. He wanted to put that work in himself. To look the way just like he just the to look built just the way he did in T2 Judgment Day, and he did, and he pulled it off. Um, the Terminator villain in this one played by Christina Loken. She plays the villainous TX, and she's pretty cool. She's basically a amped up she's basically a amped up T-1000, pretty much, with more capabilities and stuff like that. That's basically what she is. She's basically a female T-1000. That can do all kinds of things or whatever like that. And Christina Lock, damn, damn Christina Locken. I ain't gonna lie, Christina Locken was fine Forgive me for being brief on that part, but Christina Larkin was man, she was fine as heck in this movie. I mean, she was pretty as heck. She does an amazing job as the TX or whatever like that. Um, but as far as like as the movie as a whole, it was. It was pretty good for what it was, but unfortunately, it didn't. It did not live up to the expectations of it being better than the T2 Judgment Day, pretty much. Because that's because we all know that's the more superior movie by a long shot. Everyone knows that. Everyone knows that T1 and T2 are like the best Terminators of all time. But like I said, sure, I like I still like T3. I still think to be honest, I still think T3 and T4 um and T4 with Christian Bale. I think they are both very underrated sequels. I really do. Because if I had to choose Terminator 3, Terminator 4 Salvation versus Terminator 5 Genesis and Terminator 6 Dark Fate, I would have to easily give it to T3 and T4. I think they're the better movies. It's just my opinion. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion. But yeah, but overall, yeah. The action scenes in this movie is pretty good. The the end fight between the T850 Terminator, Orange Terminator, and the T8 and the TX was it was pretty good. It was a little hilarious at times. How the way they just, they're just like, they're just pushing each other around. They tore the goddamn bathroom up and stuff like that, and like, yeah, it was pretty cool. I noticed that the movie. I noticed, there were a few, that there was a little bit of humor in this one too. I noticed that, especially with if you'll notice that with the T800 of with how the way he acts and stuff like that. But that's just Arnold. So he just he just plays the character too good. But other than that, if I have to give this movie from a scale from 1 to 10, I'd probably give it like a 7. I probably give it like a 7.5 out of 10, to be honest, because like I said, I still think despite T3's flaws, I still think it's a pretty enjoyable Terminator movie nonetheless. But yeah, that's my review for T3.